yesterday I finally got to run the marathon that I trained for 5 months. Really hard preparation. I was fully locked in, dialed in from a training standpoint, nutrition, taking care of my body, recovery protocols. And yeah, it was yesterday on Sunday, the 14th of December, 2025. And today we're Monday. I'm about to leave to head back home. And let me preface by saying that the city of Malaga is magnificent. I really like it. I like the vibe. It's a beautiful city. Has some history as well. And I've only been here once, but just in the airport area to go to Marbella. But this time I got to see the city center as well. I got to run through it as well, of course. And wow, really super charming. And the organization of the marathon was top notch. Whether it is from a information standpoint, whether it is from a kid standpoint, all the volunteers, the organizers, it was really phenomenal, great work, and I'm really thankful for it. And yeah, the marathon did not go as planned for me, the way I anticipated. I gotta be honest and say that I'm a little bit disappointed. It was, kind of a heartbreaking, soul-crushing failure, to be honest. That's how I perceived it during the race and shortly after the race. And I've had about a day to digest it and just calm down again. And so it's very easy to get to the point that I was not able to accomplish my goal of running a sub 3-hour marathon, and I did it in 3 hours, 11 minutes and 20 seconds. And it was really a hard challenge. The first half went pretty well as far as just being on time. So I got to hold in the pace of 4 minutes and 12 seconds per kilometer. And the marathon pace for a sub 3-hour marathon is about 4 minutes and 15 seconds per kilometer. And so I did the first half in 1 hour, 28 minutes and 30 seconds. But the second half of the race, I don't know what happened to my body, but I just kind of lost the explosiveness of my legs. And kilometer after kilometer, I just started to get slower, and I just didn't have an answer to it. I didn't know what to do about it. And I gotta be honest, I was super convinced and confident that I would reach this goal. Matter of fact, I even thought that I could go for 2:56. That's just how I felt based on the preparation, based on what I've learned throughout this year about taking running to another level. Of course, taking into consideration that this is still amateur level. This is nowhere close to even elite, but it's just a golden milestone for runners to get a marathon done under 3 hours. And it's a lifetime goal for me. And I went so hard for it, and that's why it's even more crushing, because of just all of the work that I got to put into this. And it was a really rough year for me as well. A lot of obstacles and adversity I had to overcome. And I just wanted to win. I just wanted a mental win to set myself up for a great start of the year 2026, because gotta be honest, it was one of the roughest years that I had these past years. And a lot of things didn't go my way. Some bad things happened, and of course it's just life, and that's what I've trained my mind to for the past decades. And at the end of the day, I find a way to navigate through it, but it's definitely not always easy. It's not always simple, and at the same time, I'm growing through it. I'm maturing through it. Becoming more and more resilient, which is, quote unquote, the beautiful side effects from it. And so until about kilometer 24, I was able to keep the marathon pace. And then I just started to fade. And I didn't notice it first, but I just realized that a lot of runners started to pass by. It was like, and then I started watching up at my Garmin and my watch, and I really lost the speed of about 10 seconds per kilometers, if not more, without even truly realizing it. And I gotta say, everything was on point as far as my preparation and nutrition dialed in, and the supplements, the carb load a few days before the race, the fueling during the race. I had 6-7 gels on me. I did a great job in the morning as well as fueling, drank water during the race. So honestly, there are not that many things where I could say that I could have done clearly better. I put myself in the best possible position to make it happen, but I just failed. Couldn't make it happen. Did the most of what my body gave me, and it's a beautiful course, I gotta say, the Málaga Marathon. A lot of participants, over 7,000 participants for the full marathon, and like, I can't remember what it was. I think it was close to 9,000 participants for the half marathon, and everyone started at the same time. So it was kind of crowded. There was a lot of traffic, especially at the beginning of the race for the first 13 kilometers. So that was also not that evident to just get to the crowd in advance. And I started in the block of 3 hours to 3:15, because that was initially my plan in August. Was my first goal was to just get under 3 hours and 20 minutes, because my previous PR was 3 hours and 49 minutes, and that was 3 years ago. And now way more seasoned as a runner, quote unquote, and just I have way more experience with being in tune with my body, recovery and nutrition and training. So I can't even compare myself to the version of 3 years ago, and I've lost a bunch of weight as well, a bunch of mass that was not necessary, especially for long distance, for endurance in long distance running, and that helped a lot for sure. So I was about 10 kilos lighter than a lot of races that I've done in the past, and that definitely helped with efficiency, with recovery, with keeping in a high intensity and high pace for a sustained effort. And another thing is, I also took into account the discrepancy that can be between the course distance and what's on the sports watch on the Garmin, and that hit pretty hard. It's not to make an excuse about it, because I take full responsibility for it. I thought I was in sub 3 hour shape, but obviously I wasn't, or maybe it wasn't my day. I don't know. I gotta reassess that. I gotta study that, and then make a conclusion. But that was real quick. Just about, I don't know, like 5 to 7 kilometers in, there was a discrepancy of like 200 meters, and you know that every few hundred meters can make a huge difference. We are talking about 1 full minute or 2 minutes, and a bunch of seconds per kilometer. So based on what my watch said and the course, it wasn't really aligned at all. So the marathon pace, like I said, the goal was 4:15 or under it, and during my training I often ran at 4:10 to 4:12 per kilometer on purpose, because of these few seconds, how they can make a difference, and just anticipating that there would be a discrepancy between my watch and then the course. But that kicked my ass, I'm not gonna lie. The perceived effort, it was really hard, and I had some very fast kilometers where it said 4:05, 4:06, 4:07, but then on the course it came more across as a 4:12, and it took me like 13 kilometers just to get to the 3-hour paces, because of the traffic, but also because of the discrepancy, me having to run a little bit faster than what I anticipated. So it took me more effort to get there, and then I got some advance on the pacers up until the first half of the first marathon of the full marathon, and by then I finished at 1 hour 28 minutes and 30 seconds. And my watch, instead of saying something like 21.1, it said 21.4. It was like a 300 meters difference. And just based on my perceived effort, what I did for the first half, it felt more like a 1 hour and 27 minutes half marathon, or 1 hour and 27 minutes and 15 seconds, something like that. But it was definitely way more, it took way more energy and effort than I anticipated the first half. But for me, it was like, okay, I got a margin of about 89 seconds to still make it happen. So I'm just gonna have a positive split, and I can allow myself to run a little bit slower for the second half, and I just got it. So not taking any risk. That was my plan at this point. But yeah, it was just so hard to keep it up, and I started fading away around kilometer 24, something like that. And then the 3-hour paces they ran past me, and at this moment I was like, all right, man, sub 3 hour is not gonna be for this race. It's not gonna be for today. I gotta accept it, I gotta digest it, and I gotta say, it was really, really hard mentally, because the negative self-talk was huge. I really had to fight some demons in there, and just accepting the fact that it wasn't enough for me to pull it off. And and then I started having these talks with myself, and I was like, okay, just manage the race well, and you can still finish sub 3:05. And I just started to crumble more and more. I started to lose more and more of my pace, I couldn't get it under control. There were also parts of the races where I got some side stitch, or however you call it, but I was always able to regain control through mindfulness breathing. There was also at some point where I gulped up water when I drank, and that also threw me off for like a kilometer. It just didn't go my way and as anticipated, and I really suffered a lot throughout the second part of the race. It was really bad. I'm not gonna lie. I really had to dig deep. I was deep in the pain cave, but somehow, some way, I still managed to make it happen, finish the race, and not let myself be, not let myself down, and still finishing with a decent time, which still probably ranks among, I think I looked it up, around 10 to 15% of marathon times in the world. So of course it's decent in that sense, but as far as my expectations and what I believed, just the shape that I believed to be in, it was quite disappointing. And another thing as well is that me, when I run my races, I do it without headphones. That's just my mentality. For me personally, it's kind of like cheating when you have this type of stimulation. And I just wanna feel the entire experience and the entire pain, and just hear my breath, hear my steps, hear other runners. That is, to me, that is the full experience. That's what it's about, and being in the pain cave, and really, really digging deep and getting to know yourself on a deeper level, what you're about. And on this race, the grit and grind mindset had to come out. And that's one of the things where I'm proud of myself, is that I might not be the most talented at anything, I might not be the most skilled, I might not be the most intelligent, but something that nobody can take away from me is just my heart, my grit, the hustle. And that is something, it's hard to teach. and it's something I've always had, even when I was a kid, and that's what's allowed me to get to where I'm at now in my life. And so it was a thing of proving something to myself again, that that quitting is not an option. And my pace in the second part of the race fell all the way down to 5:30 per kilometer at the end, the last 2 kilometers. So it gradually fell down from like 4:15 to 5:30 minutes per kilometer. And I just gotta take the L. I also started cramping up about 7 kilometers before the end, so 78. So it was like at kilometer 34, 35, I started cramping up, groin, quads, hamstrings. Man, that was rough. It was so rough, uncontrollable, that I had to slow down even more, and also had to adjust my running form because it was on both legs. And I basically had to run like a penguin, like a duck, just because the cramps kept coming up. And like I said, I did the right things. I consumed my gels. I only had one left at the end of the race. I consumed 6 gels. I drank a lot of water. Maybe I had some salt pills that I could have taken, but honestly, I think, in my opinion, overall I did a great job as far as the whole package, the training, the lead up to it, and the race itself. But I just gotta reassess the whole thing, maybe get a coach the next time. And it's still fun at the end of the day, even if it's just like at an amateur level. It's so transformative, especially marathon training, marathon races. There are not a lot of things that will humble you like a marathon. It's unbelievable, and you never know what can happen the day itself. But I gotta say, everything was in my favor. Flat course, under 100 meter of elevation gain. The weather was amazing, was perfect. It was about 14 to 16 degrees Celsius, and that's what I gotta say. There are probably some things I could have done better, but that's, like I said, just take some time off now, rest and recover, take the L, and reassess the whole thing, move on, maybe get a coach the next time. And I believe it's just some fine tweakings that will allow me to make it happen. And I could have most definitely gone under 310, or at least under 305. It was absolutely possible, but hey, that's life. And I'm optimistic that the year 2026 is going to be a great year. And just gotta keep going. Just gotta keep going. That's what I do. That's the thing. Go one more. Stay hard. All of these statements, affirmations that I don't just talk about it. I am about it. I embody that, and we got a beautiful medal as well. And also one of the things that I'm considering is as far as sharing my goals, maybe be a little bit more quiet about it, because I feel like every time I put it into the world like that, especially through something like, I don't know, podcast or YouTube or a big proportion of my surroundings, I can't explain it, but the vast majority of the time I end up not reaching that particular goal. Sometimes it happens, but most of the time not. And I'm gonna probably be more low-key and humble about it. And because at the same time it feels like I let other people down, maybe who believed in me. It just reminds me of back in my early 20s when I got introduced to the 2-slit experiment in quantum physics, that your reality can be impacted based on observation. And gotta be honest, some people might not have your best interest at hand. Even people around you, maybe they want to see you do good and well, but not to an extent where it blows their mind or makes them feel like uncomfortable. So that's also something I'm gonna take into account. And yeah, that's it. I've been talking for 20 minutes now. I have a flight to take, and I gotta say, I feel quite good physically for a marathon at this intensity. A little bit sore, but yeah, shout out to the physiotherapist as well. After the race, I got a nice massage. But honestly, I could easily go for an easy run. So I probably got to attribute that to the entire prep again, and just how I was approaching the nutrition, because yeah, I really feel very decent for this type of effort and how the race went. Yeah, that's a little bit the science part of it, which is also fun. And I got unfinished business with sub 3 hour marathon. It is going to happen. It's just a matter of time. The hunger is definitely gonna come back, but right now I just wanna rest and recover, distance myself a little bit from it, because the training, the preparation was so hard, and it's not something I wanna repeat right now. I'll see if I make it happen next year, but I have some other plans as well, as far as just athletic and sports achievements. And yeah, I was in the best year of my life, but it wasn't enough. It's still decent, still at 38-minute PR. But yeah, that's just how life goes. So, gotta keep it moving and stay positive. Go more.